Great rise, y'all. For the second time. That's what's up. You are live. Melanated Monday with your girl, Queen Goddess, the King Advocate. Facebook, y'all already know this, but I had to get back on here for YouTube, started all over. So tonight, if y'all show up, we're just gonna have some general relationship conversations. I want to see what it is that you all want to discuss. I'm kind of leaving it a little bit open for discussion. See where your mind is at. See what you're all about. Got a few things I'm going to add in here. I'm not going to take up the whole night because y'all doing whatever it is you're doing tonight. So if y'all show up, y'all know how to do. So just give me one moment. All right. So again, we were talking today. We're going to talk about relationship shit. Just generally speaking, one of the things I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I ain't waiting on y'all. But one of the things I did want to make mention is to the ladies. And if you all heard Thursday's show, we were discussing the effects of mothers, what how we have an effect on our sons or just parents, period, being absent, and just all kind of stuff. Just how we fuck them up, basically, how they grow up to be fucked up ass men. Okay. And how it's important for us to take accountability for what we do in their growings up. And tonight, I'm not talking about that, but I do want to kind of relate it to other relationships, how women often do not take into consideration that men have feelings, that they have emotions, that they want and need the same things that women want and need. And often because we have stigmatized and stereotyped them as having to be so hard and masculine that they are not permitted to have needs and wants and desires and vulnerabilities and that kind of thing. So we tend to overlook that. And then we have an issue when he veers into another relationship to get those things that he's needing from someone who didn't have to ask him about it, from someone who recognizes him to be a human, someone who is paying attention to him, to his needs naturally. Ladies, let me put this out here again, okay? Because a lot of women are losing their men simply because they're not paying attention. They're not recognizing that he has needs as well. She's not putting anything in regard to him as a priority, but there is an expectation that he should always make her a priority. And that cannot be a one sided fact. It cannot be one sided. Whoever just showed up, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hopefully, more of you will show up so I don't have this conversation by myself. So, again, this was this kind of general on relationship issues. So, anybody that wanted to chime in, ask a question, share something, let's do that. Let's do that. Right now, what I'm touching on is a lot of some of the reasons why women end up losing good men. How we don't pay attention to some of the things that men need because perhaps they won't speak on what it is they need, and that it is important for us to pay attention to you all. Whether we're asking questions, we're paying attention to your habits, the things that you say and the things that you don't say. Those things are important. And when when the man does not feel that the woman is connected to him in such a way, then he will begin to withdraw, to fall back, or to seek whatever it is he feels is missing elsewhere. Or he will put his time into, other hobbies, or he'll, work 99 hours a day, whatever it is, he may, turn to uh, substances, drinking or smoking or hanging out in the bars, whatever it is, he's doing something. Okay. But it's necessary for us to pay attention. I saw you come in and out. Come on back in. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to share something, do so. If you want to call in and talk to me about it that way, let's do it. 770-906-5271 is the number for you. 770-906-5271. If you would like to call in and have a discussion with me directly on the phone, we can do that. Yeah. So like I said, as a counselor, I hear a lot of, the same types of complaints coming from the men, that the women are not paying attention, or the women are being more masculine in their behavior, if you will, toward them, that they are displaying more of these independent, I don't need no man type of behaviors. They're withdrawing sex from them. They just don't give too much of a damn. They don't care too much about what's going on with their man. But we'll have an issue if the man steps away, or if he, steps aside, or if he's, he decides to retaliate and give her what she's giving him, which is a bunch of nothing. Then it becomes a problem. So what I'm saying is, ladies, I mean, this goes both ways. Men have feelings. They do have and experience emotions. They do have needs that are aside from strictly physical. They have emotional and spiritual needs as well, and they need to be catered to also. I don't mean cater to him to the point that you are neutering him, cutting off his balls. I don't mean that. Okay. I mean catering to him like he is a part of you, like you look at him and you see your reflection. You would take care of yourself. You should take care of him the same way, and vice versa. Men, you need to look at your women as an extension of yourself. You would take care of you, then you need to take care of her the same way. Now, if you fucking your own self up, then you need to do some reevaluation. Don't do that to her. All right, get yourself together, because that happens too. But get yourself together. Don't give her the fucked up part, but get yourself together. Give her what's real. But even when you recognize that there are some fucked up parts about you, this goes for men and women. When you recognize that there are some fucked up parts about you, have those conversations with one another. Don't feel that you have to shut down or shut the other person out, or handle these things completely by yourself, because you don't. You're in a partnership. That means both people are there to make this thing grow and develop and become strong, and serve a greater purpose than just, I feel a certain kind of way for you, because the connections are connected to the universe. I'm not going to get no deeper than that, but do something else about it. Don't be the type that will run away from your own thoughts because you're afraid of them, or because they're too dark, or whatever, or because you think the person that you're with is going to judge you for them. You never know. You never know what the other person is going through, what they've gone through themselves. You all may share the same types of energy, the same types of trauma, whatever it is, but you got to have these communications. This is what we're not doing. We're not paying attention to one another. Okay, we're not seeing each other as an extension of ourselves. And this has come from the way we have been taught and conditioned. And I'm going to say slavery, I'm going to use it, but we've been taught and conditioned to be in competition with one another, to see us being better than the other, or to see us being completely independent of one another, not needing one another. And that was deliberately done. It was deliberately done. It was deliberately done, um, where the man was taken in front of his wife and children, and raped and beaten and literally shredded, torn apart physically, all kind of things, and made to feel less than a man. A lot of shit. Okay, it's just a lot of shit has happened, and sadly, we have continued to carry on that mental conditioning. Like we're still doing these things to each other, and it is to make sure that the bonds that we have naturally cease to exist. If they no longer exist, that makes us easy to destroy one at a time. Y'all need to be paying attention. Like we keep blaming the wrong people for what's going on with us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing right. Now I'm not saying we can't take accountability, because we absolutely must, but we have to know where it came from. When you know where it's coming from, then you learn how to fix the shit. Okay? Because you cannot continue to blame other people for what is currently going on with your relationship situation. Absolutely. I saw buck breaking for Shizzo. Yes, sir. Thank you for being here, loved one. Thank you, Miss Carla, for being here. I appreciate you. Yes, great vibrations, loved one. So this is where we are. I said we're not giving each other enough support, um, emotionally, spiritually. Um, yeah, I got a little. I'm sorry. Emotionally, spiritually, socially, whatever, we're not giving each other support. We're looking at each other like, well, you need to fend for yourself. Well, you need to do blah, blah, blah for yourself. Well, I had to do such, such. So what? This is not how we get down. This is not how we move forward. What's going on, cousin? I see you, Denise. Thanks for being here, beloved. This is not how we move forward if we keep looking at one another as something separate from ourselves. Women, if you are with a man, he is an extension of yourself. He's a reflection of you. And if he's not, then you with the wrong one. Men, your woman is an extension of yourself. And if she's not, you with the wrong one. You all should be able to deal with, to not only say deal, to work with one another, to heal with one another, as if it was just you. Like the one and one make two. It should just be the one. You know what I'm saying? The both of you should operate as one. It should be just like that. Like all the time, just like that. If you want to call in, feel free to call in and share your thoughts, questions, or concerns. 770-906-5271, 770-906-5271. I don't want to be the only one talking here. I appreciate you all for chiming in, but please feel free. Leave your comments on the page if you like, or call in 770-906-5271. I find it important. I mean, it's always been important, but I'm just finding it more important nowadays that we start having a little bit more conversation about ourselves with each other. We're just having general conversation on relationships, Ms. Carla. I said one of the things, the main thing right now, well, what I started with was how women tend to forget that men have feelings, that men have emotions, that men have needs as well, that they have a need for the same types of things that we have, even if they don't speak it. And because they don't speak it, sometimes we often neglect it. We don't pay attention to, or we won't ask, whatever. We'll just make an assumption. Well, he a man, he all right, and that ain't the case. So when he goes off and finds, something or someone to fill that void in whatever it is that we're not paying attention to, we got an attitude. Do we really have a right to have an attitude when we're not paying attention? Or when we're just outright dismissing it? Do you have a right to have an attitude if he goes off and does whatever the hell he's doing? Do we have a right? I'm saying no. Like even right down to a marital situation, people look at that and they start talking about, well, he's cheating on me or she's cheating on me. Well, who actually calls the cheat? What is the cheat? People, excuse me, relate the cheat to being the physical going out and the infidelity part of it, where the cheat actually occurred before the infidelity. The infidelity is a result of the cheat. So what happens is once you are in a relationship, be it married or you're just a committed relationship, you should have established what you all are about with each other, what you're going to be about. You have written out your vows, you have written out your understanding, your contract, whatever, however you do it. What's going on, Demario? Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Whatever it is that you have agreed upon. When one person, I'm just going to say when one person fails to uphold their part of the contract, the cheat began at that point because you cheated the other person from experiencing your truth, which means you was lying. So that's when the cheat began already. So when the individual steps out physically to get into a relationship or to seek a temporary fill for that void, that's not the cheat. That was the fulfillment of the part of the contract that you no longer upheld, that you breached. And we don't look at it that way. But that is what it is. Miss Carla says good communication, compatibility, and a good man to squeeze your toes. I can dig it. I can dig it. Okay, that go both ways because sometimes a man need his toes squeezed too. So we got to just take into consideration that. That's all I'm saying. What's up, G Walker? What's going on with you, loved one? Appreciate you for being here. Yeah, it's got to go both ways. Like I said, as women, we want and have been told that we're supposed to always, be taken care of. Man's supposed to always take care of us, always make sure that we're good. That we're taken care of. I don't negate that. However, he too has to have the same thing. So it's like if you're expecting water to come out of this well all the time, or you're expecting cold water to be in your refrigerator all the time, guess what? You gotta put some water in there, right? Something's got to be refilling it. And we get to a point where we stop refilling, but we expect it to keep coming. Well, that can't happen. I can't give you something that I don't have. You know what I'm saying? You can't drive the car and put $2 worth of gas in it, and gas costs $2.89, and you think you're going some damn where, and you mad because of gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it what it needs in order for it to do what you want it to do. That goes with people. You got to give people what they need in order for you to get out of them what you want or what you need, whatever, without the game plan. Now let's talk about that part, shall we? That part pisses me off. Okay, so as a almost 50-year-old, I'll be glad when I can say that. It's a matter of months. But as an almost 50-year-old, I've heard most of my life, most of my adult life, you got to play the game. Life is a game. Relationship is a game. You got to pay attention to how he do. And then, girl, you got to do blah. Ain't nobody doing all of that. Like, do board games for real. And you talking about a relationship? That's me. I don't do games. I'm not good at them. I don't like them. No kind of way. Right. But we're taught that we have to play the game in a relationship. This is also part of a conditioning. This is why our relationships are failing, because everybody is playing a game, because nobody wants to be vulnerable to themselves, let alone to the other person, and just be real. Just open yourself up. Tell a person what it is that you want, need, what you've been through, whatever. Keep it real. Keep it 100. People don't even understand what that is for real. I'm being 100 with who? No one, because you're lying to your damn self. Quit lying. What's going on, G Walker? You said a lot of people, especially females, concerning this topic are very selfish when they should be selfless instead of selfish. I agree. And here you are. Let's take this call. We already know who it is. What's going on, G Walker?
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to call in to support you, of course.
Well, I always appreciate that. I appreciate that. Did you want to elaborate on what you already typed in, and you want something else?
Yeah. What I was basically going to say was that a lot of people. I don't even want to elaborate on today's times, because this is all so plastic that it didn't even make sense.
Right.
You can't even put it in the oven because it's plastic. The way people are. But if we want to talk about real people in real relationships, basically, like I was saying in script, you have to be Well, it depends on the person you're dealing with. You, like you said, you got to learn and study who you're with. And then a lot of people are selfish. Instead of being selfless, you have to be selfish. But see, the thing about it is, it's just like going to it's just like people, a lot of people these days are like the grocery store. You go in the grocery store, anything in there you got to pay for if you want it.
Right.
Okay. But now let's talk about what store you're going into. Or you go in the public where they like to overpay for everything, or you go in the club where you might get 2 for 1.
You got kind of muffled there, G. Come on back in.
Can you hear me?
You got muffled, so I don't know if you moved away from the phone, or if you changed over to a headpiece or what. But
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Is this muffled?
It's muffled still?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can come around. Is it still muffled?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on. Can you hear me now?
That's better.
Okay. What I was saying was, it depends on the type of person that you're involved in. Yeah, but you ain't gonna know that you don't know that from BET. You ain't gonna know that from watching the media. You ain't gonna know that from internet, all of that stuff. What it's called is being real and get down to the humanistic aspect of things. You can't get plastic to a person that's got aluminum because they don't want to hear you.
Right.
Aluminum can bend. In other words, use aluminum as an analogy toward people.
Mm-hmm.
Plastic people, you can take plastic or saran wrap and bend it all kinds of ways, bundle it in a knot and all that other stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these relationships today are like that. As you take aluminum foil and bend it up, it's gonna cost you something.
Yeah.
It's gonna hold something. You know what I'm saying?
You're going in and out, G. I don't know what's going on with your connection tonight. It's like in and out. Some of it's clear and then it get muffled.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's just, it sounds like you talking in a glass.
Can you hear me now?
I don't have a problem hearing you. It's just the way that it sounds.
Okay. All right. Is it clear now?
No.
Well,
we'll just go ahead and say if audience, can y'all hear what G is saying? If y'all can hear him clearly, I'm gonna just leave it alone. Somebody put thumb up if you can hear him clearly. If you can hear what he's saying, then I'll leave it alone. No thumbs up yet. So go ahead and talk and let's just see.
Well, I'm just gonna say real quick that that's just how you're dealing with a person in a relationship. But you say you can hear me, it just sounds muffled, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're dealing with depends on what type of person that you're dealing with, but you can't go to your girlfriends or your buddies and find that out. You have to go to the source. And a lot of people don't take time to it's not like picking out a pack of gum. You're talking about an individual that's coming into your life, that's coming into your physical abode. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so people don't want to take the time to just in time to find some, just really figure out somebody out to see where they're coming from.
Right.
Yeah. So when you do that, I leave it with people like this: surface in, surface out. You do things on the surface, and that's what you're gonna get. When you see the results coming back deeper than the surface, and don't get mad at the person. Get mad at yourself for not finding out.
Right. Exactly.
And so that's where the selfishness comes in. That you want a diamond ring or you want a tennis bracelet, but you ain't got a tennis bracelet. The difference between a selfish person and a selfless person. A selfless person, like you said earlier, is a giving person. I'm not saying that you'll be a sucker or not like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying within reason.
Mm-hmm.
Say, this person is. You want me to do something? You ain't gonna get me to do nothing on my own. You know what I'm saying? Give me a reason, motivate me. I thought about this thing, so I got you there. And then I just got to get presents. I'm just saying, I thought about this. I know you like such and such. So you understand what I'm saying? Give me, motivate me.
Right. I hear you.
With your kindness. Kindness kills all.
Absolutely.
And without that, then you're just selfish. Me. Come on, man.
Right.
When I say to me. Bye.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And
you do it accordingly. It ain't the same with everybody because everybody ain't the same. It's just to have that move. In other words, being real.
Right.
You
But
be
that's
with
the
yourself, you gonna
problem.
be
That's the
realistic.
problem with a lot of people. That's why I was stating that a lot of people are
Yeah,
still lying to themselves and expecting in return the other person to be real with them. Well, how is that going to match up when you're not even real with
exactly.
yourself? So you wouldn't be able to recognize real if it slapped you in the face.
Come on now.
And most of the time it does, but you don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? You can't recognize it because you are not that. But
Right,
that is the problem. People are not real with themselves, and they
right.
look at other people, or they see other people in the same image that they are in. So you
Right.
see
I'm gonna get
people
you before you get me.
exactly,
You know.
exactly,
But
exactly.
that ain't no relationship. That's a revenge. You know.
Right.
That, that's
It's
vengeance. That ain't,
definitely
come
not
on. That's
healthy. It's not
oh. And
healthy.
another thing, people are not. You're not being. How should I say? Uh, uh, an adult like status. So they're playing childish games. Like you said, I'm playing them games. Got time for that. Either
Right.
you are or you aren't. Either you want to or you don't. We work toward it because there ain't no such thing. I don't give a two cents who it is. There's no such thing as I ain't got time. No, you just didn't want to.
Right.
Ain't no such thing as well, I was, and that happens here and there.
Yeah.
Ain't no such thing as I was all the time. I was just about to all the time. Come on.
Right.
But then you migrate to the see, like you say, liking is like us, because everything within itself attracts itself.
Yeah.
You can't tell sometimes you can't tell the difference between human feces and an animal feces, but it's still the same feces.
Okay.
But it's the same thing though.
Okay, that's a fact.
So if you ain't feces, if you feces, then they get what you want to try.
Right.
Yeah, but then they gravitate to that.
Right.
But then soon as you can't say that this person right here is well, he ain't no good man. You ain't evidently you ain't never met no man.
Yeah.
You can't hear no one anyway.
I hear you.
Because if you could, then you understand that you wouldn't even, I wouldn't even acknowledge anything that wasn't even in my sphere.
Right.
Why even acknowledge?
Right. So Miss Anointed Yvonne says people make time for whatever they want. Indeed.
Right.
Indeed, they do. I say the same thing. And I hear that a lot, that comes from a lot of men say that. If a man wants you, he gonna make time to spend time with you or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
He gonna just in the past, maybe 10 years ago, whatever case might be. Then I want to, I want to know what was going on with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, we can get together one day. No, we can get together tomorrow. Well,
Right.
that one day.
Okay, one day is not a day of the week. Okay, one day is not on the calendar.
No, it's not on the calendar. It's tomorrow.
Right.
Oh, okay, well, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I ain't got time to play.
Right.
You make it depends on the person. You don't want to be over the place if you don't be this and that, but no, make your intentions known.
Right. I'm gonna say this too, though. Like I said, we always hear that a man will make time for you. If he want to be with you, that can go both ways. But like I said, we have, and it should go both ways, because what has happened is that women have been taught that we're supposed to sit back and just let the man, come to you, and it's taught a certain kind of way. Like we're taught to be in certain roles. You know what I'm saying? Like all the time. And roles get old after a moment. You know what I'm saying? You can only do the same thing in that role. It doesn't allow for people to change and grow and just be. You know what I'm saying? Just be. Because like it makes things it keeps things a little stale, and I'm not saying like whatever it is that you choose to do, if you choose to do these particular things or whatever it is all the time, then that's your choice. That's just what you choose to do. But it shouldn't be that that's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? Or that's my expectation of you at all time, but that's just it. Just be. if we've said that the man is supposed to take out the trash. Well, what if the trash is 9 feet tall and the man is overseas some damn where? You gonna wait till he get out? You know what I'm saying? What?
3,000 miles away.
That's what I'm saying. Take the damn trash out. You know what I'm saying? Or the man. If the woman's supposed to be, the one that makes the meals and washes the clothes, you gonna not eat and put on clean clothes because she ain't there? Is that what's going on? That's ridiculous. So you do for one another. You do what needs to be done, period. And it doesn't matter who's who. Let me read these comments real quick. And Melissa, I see you, beloved. Let me recognize you. Appreciate you for being here. Miss Yvonne says, playing games is over. I tell you up front, I don't have no will. You say PSP. No, we. PSP or Nintendo. She ain't playing no games. I know that's right. Miss Carla says, preach. That's just one sign of the man is into you. Actions speak louder than words. And you said, Miss Anointing said, that is the best way. Just be. Absolutely. Just be.
May I say this?
You may.
Also, not to be in contention, but to a certain degree, in other words, what you're trying to say, it goes back to what I said earlier. I got one of my proteges. He does all the cooking in his house between him and his wife and his kid. Mm-hmm. But the boy can cook. He's been cooking since he was a little boy.
Right.
He can cook very well. Okay. But that's the setup that they have in their house. But he's still the man, and his wife is still the wife. Now, I understand what you're saying about the roles. I don't disagree with that at all. But each situation, each couple,
you fading. Come on back in. You fading.
Each. Can you hear me?
Yes. Now.
Each couple, each person is different. Whatever the roles are as far as in a couple, that might be changed, or their outlook and the things as time goes on between them that might change. You have to look at it from a different aspect. Oh, I love him in a different way, or I love him in different way for different ways, different, whatever the case might be. Mm-hmm. But the roles, there is a difference between men and women. Now, man, I know that we in these last days and people trying to, that's the free love, and then, excuse me. It's free to a certain aspect, because I'm quite sure you wouldn't want your love to just go out and just copulate with a bear or a dog or a sheep, right?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. So it's to a certain degree. So what I'm trying to say is that there's certain things that go without. In other words, unisex restroom is fun, but it still need to be a man in a woman's restroom, because there is a difference. One is not like the other.
No, I understand that.
And you got the unisex for both to use, but the men and women are still different. Because if it wasn't different, it ain't about what man say. It's about if it wasn't a different, then there would be no need for men and women. But you got a whole lot of people out there, female as well as male, who don't have the discipline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And don't want to have the discipline.
Yeah.
So in other words, I know what you're saying. That's why I say each situation, each person is different. But you still ain't gonna know that if you're dealing with a person who has dealing with more on just to being on the surface, then you ain't, like you said, you're gonna say if you're sadly mistaken when the results come back on a deeper level, because you ain't gonna understand, because you ain't trying to.
Right. So let me go back real quick with some of the roles. Many moons ago, I knew of a couple that were they were pretty new. She had some skills. Okay, she has a lot of skills, and he did what he did. He did what he did. I'll just leave it at that.
She had a lot of what?
She had a lot of skills, a lot of talents.
Okay.
And they had an issue with their car. And of course, the dude was going to, take it to the mechanic or whatever, and get it checked out. And the person that he was going to take it to was trying to go up in him. It was somebody that he kind of knew, his homeboy, whatever, was going, run up in him financially,
Mm-hmm.
And his wife was like, well, no, I don't worry about it. I can take care of it. I can get it taken care of, right? So he's not really paying attention to her, right? She grew, let me add on. She grew up with brothers. Okay, so so they went like, I think maybe 2 weeks, whatever, without a running car because the person that dude wanted to take it to was trying to financially rob him, and he couldn't get nobody else to to come do the work or whatever. So for like 2 weeks, they didn't have a car. Of course, she
said she could do the work, though, right?
Huh?
You said she could do the work.
He didn't know she could do the work at first.
Oh, okay.
At first, he didn't know, but when she finally let him know that she could do the work, because he didn't know how far advanced she was with that. Okay, like she didn't go to school for nothing. She didn't go to school for it. She grew up in it, so she knew it. So, like I said, 2 weeks. I think it was like 2 weeks had gone by. She was taking a bus this for him. For his ego's sake, I guess. And one day she was like, you know what? I'm done with this. And he was, while he was at work, she took off that day or a day or two, whatever. Maybe about 2 or 3 days out the week, she had taken off and was working on the car. He didn't know it. So he didn't know that she had been working on the car. So she got it to the point where it was up and running. So he's still taking a bus to work. She didn't. She's driving herself to work in the car that she fixed. Because he would, because he would not allow her to do it, because in his mind it's a man's role, it's a man's job, but the woman knew how to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Quit playing yourself. If you with somebody that can do whatever needs to be done, just get it done. So he,
no matter who.
Exactly. So she let him ride the bus for an additional 2 weeks while she was in the car, because he never knew.
He should.
I thought it was hilarious, but nonetheless, tighten up.
What's going on?
Exactly. But don't play your partner because they're male or female and thinking that they can't do what is classified as a male or female job. Is what I'm saying, because she handled that. She did that thing. But like I said, the main thing today is to really discuss how women sometimes forget that men have emotional needs, emotional, spiritual needs that need to be handled. It goes beyond just the physical. That even if a man doesn't verbally express what's going on with him, pay attention, because if you feel neglected, if you feel lonely, if you feel depressed, whatever the case is, ladies, if you have any of these types of sensations, trust and know he experiences the same thing. But because we have put this stigma on him that he can't express that he's going to deal with it a certain kind of way, and it's not going to be healthy. It never ends up healthy, the way that he deals with what's going on with him. So Melissa says, I gave up on playing games. I'm too old for that nonsense. I just go with the flow now. I see lots of folks get everyone in their business, social media, etc. I see guys complaining, crying about what? Okay, let me get on back up here. Complaining, crying about the woman they are with because they are not treating them right, but they had passed up the girl who has values, morals, a true heart, is faithful and loyal, because she is not turned up enough, whatever, fill in the blank. Always looking for the next best thing. I guess I am just old fashioned. My parents been married over 60 years and still love each other till this day. That's what's up. But yeah, a lot of people are still playing games. It's ridiculous. I saw a post this morning that said, it says niggas be looking for a relationship while they in a relationship.
Yeah, ain't that stuff?
That's crazy. But that's what people do. People play games. It's just ridiculous, is what I'm saying. It's ridiculous and completely unnecessary. All you have to do is have open, honest, true communication with the person that you're with, and be open and honest with who you are. Period.
Well, they ain't gonna do that.
I know.
I ain't gonna expose all that for the guys because even though I don't do this, but the bottom line is, I'm gonna put it to you real simple. The one that had the cake and eat it too.
Yeah, well, good luck with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I mean, when you do that, and then just greediness, and then just it just really doesn't make any sense because one man treasure is another.
Yep.
But there are roles, though. I mean, I ain't gonna say roles, but there are differences. And like you say, real quick, give you an example. Like what you just said. There was a young lady I knew years ago. She, her dad taught her how to fix brakes and do the rollers, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But she was we'll put it this way: she had all the body parts a woman need. That's all I'm gonna say. But she wasn't afraid to get her. She had her nails done too. She wasn't afraid to get her nails done. She said, "If I have to, I'll break them off."
I know that's right. Exactly.
Let's go with a brake job. A brake job gonna cost you, some paper.
Right.
The brake gonna cost you. The brake pads may not be that, but the brakes and all that other stuff, that's some work. They gonna charge you. Then the average mechanic getting anywhere from $50 to $75 an hour.
That's a fact.
Plus everything else.
That's a fact. Let me open these lines up real quick again for anybody else that may want to join in. If you would like to call in and share your thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns, that number is 770-906-5271, 770-906-5271. If you are just joining me, thank you very much. I appreciate you. What's going on, Nicodemus? I appreciate you being here, loved one. What we are discussing today is relationship stuff, right? The main thing here is how women sometimes forget that men too need the same thing that women need, even if they don't say it, they don't show it or whatever, they still need it. And sometimes the roles that we're given tend to lead to a demise. They can lead to a demise of a relationship if we get stuck in that position. Take care of each other. It's just that simple. Just take care of each other. Stop playing the damn games. Have your communication. Let each other know what it is that you need for yourself, what you're able and capable and willing to give to the other. It should always be a give relationship. We're told and taught that it's a give and take relationship. Well, here's the problem with that. That means you have one giver and you have one taker. That means somebody's always getting left out. It should always be a give that keeps it recycling. Nobody runs out. You know what I'm saying? If I give you and you give me, that means I'm going to always have something to give you, and vice versa, right? That means that well never runs dry. That means the water in the refrigerator is always in there. That thing, that's what I'm talking about. So we have to get out of the mind frame that we're going to sit back and wait for the man to do something for us, and and vice versa. Do for one another. Get out the mindset of the game plan in the first place. That's the part that tear up everything. I ain't doing it.
Well, let me ask you a question.
You may.
I'm gonna ask you a two-part question, 1A and 1B. First of all, when you look at the back of a Monopoly board and all the rest of them, there's different games and there's different levels. This is for kids from 2 to 4. This for kids from 6 to 8, and this for kids to 8 to 12. Am I right or wrong?
I suppose, yes.
Oh, you don't know? Okay.
I don't play games.
Back of the game board,
I meant that.
Said.
Okay.
No, I'm saying for adults though, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm talking about the little board games, little game for kids.
No, I wouldn't guess so. No.
Okay. All right. So now let me just figure. I ain't playing no advocate or nothing like that, but let me pose a question to you. What kind of problem would is there a problem if let's just say you got a couple, the female know how to do certain things on the car and the guy know how to do certain things. Okay, the female she fixes the engine, she gets it running like you say. They get ready to go out to eat, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Does the guy still have to open the door for the young lady?
Look, my thing is this. If it's nice, I'm answering the question, but let me answer it this way. It's nice and all. It's nice for a man to come and open the door. That's nice. Okay. That's a sweet gesture. However, If I'm ready to get out the car, this is just me. I'm going to get out the car. But it is nice for a man to open the door, but it's also nice for the woman to open the door for him as well. It's nice. Is it a requirement? No, it's not a requirement. It's just a nice gesture if that's what each other does. Some people just don't do that. Okay.
Okay, now let me now. I got another question for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, since you said that, and basically, if it okay, since it's not like you say for you, it's not a necessity. It's nice, but okay. Now, since that's the case, that being the case, then I'm just asking questions. I'm not trying to be an advocate or whatever, be in a adversity or whatever the case might be. Okay. When it comes down to, let's just say, for example, what is the man role in the relationship? Is it a provider or protector, or is he just there to provide some eggplant?
Not the eggplant. Okay,
yeah, I'm just saying. Okay, well, I forgot this your show. But I didn't want to be I'm just saying. That's why I say it's different. It's different. This is what I was about to say. You take that couple. She fixed the car. They get ready to go out to eat. He still opened the door for her. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? It's still his woman. It's still his lady.
Indeed.
If it's my woman, I'm gonna take care of her. I'm not saying that she can't take care of herself.
Right.
This is what I'm trying to say, and this is what I'm gonna say this real quick. I used to date this young lady a few years back. She was well versed in martial arts like me. Mm-hmm. She told me, she said, "Well, when we go out, you still the man.
Absolutely,
I got your back, but you still the man. We go out, I expect you to, if something go down, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But I got your back.
Right.
I ain't mad at you about that. She's independent, smart, doing her own thing, but she still know when she, her position. I ain't gonna say her role, but her position as a woman. Mm-hmm. You still the provider, you still the man, you still the protector. But if something go down, I got you.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't have an issue at all with that, because what it is, and this is just my thought, okay, just my thoughts, that based on the design of the masculine, he was created with certain attributes that are natural. So in his creation, then he would operate naturally to do those things that he was created to do. The same thing with a woman. The woman was created a certain way with certain attributes which are natural for her. So she would do those things because they're natural. So I'm not at all, arguing that, but I'm not going to say you got to open my car door because you're the man, because that's not part of the design. That's what I'm saying? Like that has nothing to do with the design. That's more so your choice to be that way as a man. And as far as what the man's or woman's role or whatever, I'm just using that because the word we're using is, you can't really define that flat out because it depends on the person involved. It depends on the couple, because you being with a woman, her expectation of you and what your capability of and what your expectation of yourself as a man would be different than mine with my man. You know what I'm saying? It would be different. So that doesn't take away from who a man or who's not. It depends on the type of woman that she is, what she may need from him, and the type of individual, the type of man that he is, what he's even capable of giving. Because it may not be the same thing. Hold on, let me read these comments real quick. Anointed Vaughn says men have different body language than women, and most men want women to read it. I guess is what he's saying. That men have different body language, and y'all expect us to read it. That's basically it. Deneen says Some men get too complacent. Mute your phone for a moment. Some men get too complacent and believe that they no longer have to do what it took to keep the woman's attention. Therefore, the woman gets bored. So inside the relationship, it becomes a cycle. Let me see. It becomes a cycle. Yes, communication is important. It's up to the woman to let him know how she feels because maybe he doesn't realize it. That needs to go both ways. That communication has got to go both ways. It must go both ways. She says also, if a king is a king, he will act like one. Same goes for the woman, queen be queens. That part. Miss Carla says, I hear you, Deneen White Cox. Most men are very spoiled. Go through ladies like potato chips. Look at yourself. This is not a stable person. It's okay if man is designed like this, but you cannot expect a good woman to tolerate this behavior. Melissa says, just follow the golden rule. That's all it really boils down to. Deneen says, to me, in my opinion, most of these men, or some these days, aren't men. One thing, I'm not your mom, and it's not my job to retrain you as to how to be a man. The last men I knew were grandfathers. Were grandfathers. I haven't seen men these days be men. They are busy complaining, acting like boys. Ain't nobody got time for that. Man up. Okay, so let me say something on that. Generally speaking, I totally agree. Where I disagree at is because every woman is different. What she needs in a man is going to be different. So it's going to be up to that woman to, as you say, train, teach, whatever, that individual man how to be a man for her.
Exactly.
And vice versa. I need you to be this for me. Period. You may be what you could. We had this debate before, quote unquote, alpha man, whatever the hell. You may be all that to what the world see, but that ain't what the hell I need. You know what I'm saying? If I'm homeless and hungry, I don't need you to bring me no dress. I don't need you to bring me no clothes. I need you to feed me and shelter me. This is what I need from you. So that has to be explain to the person that you're with. And this is what we don't do. We don't communicate clear enough to what we need from one another, but we expect to get it because we're giving to the other person what we think they want or what we're capable of giving them. That's not necessarily what they need. Just because you're able to give whatever to this individual doesn't mean that's what they need. And I used a scenario many years ago when I saw well, she was kind of probably mid-age, whatever that means at the time, but she was homeless. She was sitting at the bus stop and I was giving away clothes at the time, the stuff I was just getting rid of. And I walked up to her and I gave her a dress. She's asking me for some money because she was hungry. I didn't have no money. I had a dress. She looked at me like, if you don't get this shit up out of here, go sell it to somebody, come back with the money so I can get some food. She was like ready to cuss me out. But I gave her what I had. I gave her what I wanted her to have. You know what I'm saying? At that time. But that's not what she needed. It doesn't take away from the fact that I'm giving. That's nice and all, but I can't eat this. You know what I'm saying? My situation right now says I need some nourishment. I don't need nothing on my back. I got clothes on. They might be dirty as hell, but I got on clothes. What I need is some nourishment. I can't eat this pretty ass dress. I can't eat it. And that's where we're falling short because we're not giving one another what we need or what they need. We're giving them what we want them to have or what we think they should have. They may not want that. They may not want it or need that. We got to ask questions. We got to pay attention. We got to be honest. We got to be real with it in order for us to grow and be the man and woman to each other that we need to be.
Right.
Anointed Divine said, hold on real quick. She says, the world system is breaking our men down and making them feminine and allowing them to operate in their emotions. Okay, I agree with the one part. I agree that the world is breaking our men down. I totally agree with that. You say, but it's allowing them to operate in their emotion. Here's the thing: it's not allowing them to naturally express their emotion. This has been a problem, okay, and it's been a problem for a very long time. Men, and we can, if we being honest, ladies, when we have male children, when we have male children, we tell them in general, boys don't cry. Little boys don't cry. When they get old enough or older, we tell them to tough it up, man up, be a man. Men don't cry. Quit acting like a little punk. Quit being a little bitch. We do this to them, right? We say these things to these men, these to be men, as they are children. They grow up with that thought because everybody now says the same thing to them. Every male says the same thing to them because the women in their life have told them the same thing. You can't be no man if you're gonna cry. You can't be no man if you don't, you cannot address what's going on in your head. You can't have feelings. You can't have emotions. You can't express your emotions and be a man. This is a problem. This is the problem. That's why they so fucked up now, because they've been told you're going to be fucked up and stay fucked up and don't let nobody know you fucked up, but don't fuck up around here. What is that? Like, we're not doing right by them at all. We're telling them don't be natural, but then we want them to respond in a natural kind of way, but you done taught it out of them. We've taught our men not to be natural. So now that they're not natural, now we crying because they're not natural. We got to make a decision on what it is we want our men to be about, and allow them that. We can't be dogging them when they want to cry. We can't dog them when they say my feelings are hurt. We can't dog them when they get into a depression. We can't do these things to them because they continue that. We are messing them up as far as that's concerned. Do you have some men who are just making a decision to wallow in some shit? Absolutely. You have some men who are making the decision to take every trauma that they've ever had and hold on to it and blame every woman for what they keep going through because they refuse to let go or refuse to get help and heal. There are those people. But for the most part, for the ones that just don't know how, or for the ones who have just been dragged through it from childhood and continuously told how not to be, as far as emotions are concerned, that's a problem. We're doing them an injustice, I think. And that's just, I could be totally incorrect on that. But from what I see and what I hear and what I've experienced and what I counsel in this period, this is a problem because men are taught to shut it down. If you think you feel something, if you think you're about to have an emotional realization, shut it down. So now we're teaching our men to lie to themselves, but then we expect them to tell the truth to us. How? We're grooming them to be liars to themselves. So if they're lying to themselves, now they're going to start to be the lie. Now this is who I am. I'm a man. I don't cry. I don't have emotions. Fuck y'all. I don't feel no kind of whatever. They're going to teach themselves that. They're going to accept that as who they are. And then you expect them to love and hug up on you and be this quote unquote man that you need him to be and want to be and loving and protect. He ain't finna do it. That's not going to happen. So as far as that thing is concerned, we have a responsibility to change the narrative. We need to do that. Our men don't heal correctly. Gee, mute your phone, baby. Mute your phone because you got all kinds of stuff going on in the background. We don't allow our men to heal correctly. We're not giving them the tools to heal correctly because of what society has deemed them to be, or how society has said they're supposed to be. I'm gonna mute you. How society has said they're supposed to be. we're not being fair to them at all. And that's the part that's got to be corrected. So let me finish reading. Uh, Denise says some people need to figure it out. If I give you the inch, you better go run a mile. LOL. Get to you say get to life, make it better for you. She got the dress and still didn't have the sense to take it and make something come out of it. Well, she did take the dress. She did take it, but she couldn't eat that shit. So I don't know if she found a way to sell it and get the money. I don't know because I just gave the dress and bounced. But it's a possibility. But she did take it. Anointed Yvonne says they don't even know they are doing it right. Real men do cry. Absolutely. We didn't know any better. I hear you. We know it now. What's Dawn? She here? What's going on, Dawn? Melissa says, when you keep telling a young boy he is not shit, he going to carry the shit into his grown life, break the cycle. Absolutely. Terry, what's going on, beloved? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And like I said, if you all watched the show Thursday, if you haven't, please go back and watch that. That was a very transparent show for me, because what it was I was discussing basically how I brought my son up. Okay, how I had to take responsibility and accountability for my part in his growing up and the type of man that he grew up to be. I had to hold myself accountable for a lot of the things that I can remember, because a lot of it I don't remember. But some of the things that I did or did not do in his growing up affected who he is, and I got to hold myself accountable. A lot of us women, let's just be real. A lot of us are raising these ain't shit ass niggas. We're doing this. We're raising them. Okay, we're doing it, and then we're complaining about it's a world full of ain't shit ass niggas. Where they come from somewhere. They didn't just show up. They're not, growing up like trees. They're being raised. And let's be honest about that. We got to change the cycle. We got to stop the cycle. And it only will happen when we start being honest with ourselves. When you start recognizing your own shit, okay, recognizing where you have messed up at, and you correct it, you make the steps to correct it. And I don't mean we can't go backwards, but you can change it from this moment on. What can you do from this point on to make sure that it doesn't continue? We allow our cycles to continue by not having conversations, by not finding a way to heal. This is how history repeats, because we're not finding a way to stop it. I stopped my cycle Thursday, okay? The cycle ended with that repeated bullshit Thursday. Please watch the show. Y'all, you were here. Go back, do the replay, and watch the show. It was On the Move, Unscripted, On Purpose on Thursday at I went live about 8:30 or so. So just go back and watch last Thursday's show, and you'll see what I mean. I asked people to share it, and some did, and we got some calls. But it's important, ladies, for us to hold ourselves responsible on what it is that we're raising. And here's another thing I'm going to say too. We hear, and I've heard it so many times, grown women say, I ain't raising no man. So my question is, then what the hell are you raising then? What is it? You know what I'm saying? I ain't raising no man. Then who's raising them? What is it that you are raising? We need to be raising these men. We need to raise them. And it's not just about, treating them like our children. That's not what raising, we're not talking about that, but we're talking about elevating them. We're talking about supporting them. We're talking about being in their corner, all four of them. If they hit the corner, no matter which one they in, they can tap out if necessary, and we right there. I don't mean it as being a crutch per se, you know what I'm saying, but a support. We have to, how about we women up, okay? We get on the men about they got a man. Now, why don't we women up? Let's do that. Let's do that. You start by holding yourself accountable for your own shit. Let us do that, okay? This does not take away from any responsibility on a man, none at all. But we have to start taking responsibility and holding ourselves accountable for what we are doing, period. Okay? I don't know what that is. Is that me or you? With that noise.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. Melissa says, hello? Ladies do it to men. Oh, ladies do it to men too, Carla. I must have missed something. Also, Ms. Carla says most men know that they can easily manipulate a lady, especially when she really cares for him. Recognize this game, queens. That's a fact. I mean, I see a lot of that going on as well. But yeah, it goes both ways. I hear you, G.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that goes on as well. The point here is stop playing damn games. Okay, period. We've been conditioned to play these games, and these games are ruining our relationships. Cut it out. Stop the games altogether. Just be real with yourself. Be real in your communication. Be real with your expectations. Be real with what you can even give to somebody else. Because a lot of times we have this expectation of what we want from somebody else, and we ain't got no damn way of giving it to them. So cut it out.
Hello. May I say something?
You may.
I want to address one of the things that one of the writings that you were reading, saying, I'm not raising no man. You're right. Now, I tell you what, you asked the question about what they're raising. I'll tell you what they're raising. A bunch of hell. Because they ain't learned nothing themselves. They ain't been taught nothing themselves.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. There's the young ladies that I knew when I was coming up, they were older than I was. I was just still a little boy, but I saw the single mothers. This was before it became an epidemic or whatever the case may be, because it is. The bottom line is, the young ladies that saw themselves having, especially a son or whatever, what they would do, they would have a male friends or a mentor somewhere where hey, can you take my little boy and take him to the ball game? Or, just let him be around men. Let him be around males who are good role models, in other words, somewhere.
Right.
Whether it be a coach, whether it be an uncle, whether it be, whatever. A cousin, male cousin, somebody. Hey, man, come on with me, little Kim. I got you.
Right.
And let him be around the atmosphere so he can, in a sense, conjugate with his own kind.
Right. Absolutely.
And the same thing went with girls now. Because it wasn't as prevalent as it is now, when you had the male figures in all. They had the little girls and stuff. They had kids, but they had the kids. Right. So for the little girls, they could only do so far. But some of the guys, this is back in the day, some of the guys might have learned how to do the hair or whatever, but they would have female friends or female cousins, or same thing. And they say, hey, can you take such talk to her about becoming into a woman, because I can't talk to her about that. She's not going to be receiving it because I'm her dad, so she's going to be embarrassed by doing that.
Right.
So and somebody, it's hard. No, it ain't hard. A good person. You see, the thing about it is, you don't need the government to tell you what that who a good person is. You don't need the government to tell you this and that. You know from within. So, in other words, there's ignorance of the law, or ignorance of common sense, or ignorance of just being basic, decent. I ain't gonna say human being, just being basic, decent person. Period. Right. Come from within. Yeah. And like you said, those taught and learned behaviors, or just that, taught and learned behaviors. But it's time to unlearn. The stigmatism, because I'm gonna tell you like this, and you can disagree with it if you want to, and I'm gonna give 2 cents. Who does? The bottom line is, I see a lot of females nowadays. They talking about, does a man have a problem with a real woman? Yada yada. What would define that? Or a strong woman? You mean attitude? Nobody wants to put up with a nasty attitude. The difference between you still even no matter how fake the day times are, the bottom line is you still get more honey. You get more bees with what? Honey. Mm-hmm. You get it sweetening with the sugar. Right. Learn how to, for example, real quick, learn how to use not to womanize or whatever, but learn how to use what you got. Yeah. Dang, be the best. Don't talking about you want a man. Yeah. Be the best woman you can be. Be the best wife before you become a wife that you can be. The best, the best husband that you can be. Hell, there's books. The library is still free. Not going to the library is a fee. Dang, man, just it's a human aspect of being just downright decent. Learn you. You got to learn you before you can learn anybody else.
And that's that. So let me read these comments, and then we're gonna wrap this up real quick. Make sure I didn't read this already. Deneen says some of the men's behavior does come from their past. Some men have to hold themselves accountable for their actions. If you can acknowledge your flaws on your own by showing accountability, I'll meet you halfway. I don't down men at all. However, it can't give all men that much credit. Oh, facts, absolutely. I'm with you. That go both ways. That most men know that they can easily. Oh, I read it already. She was responding to that. Can't give men that much credit. Some men know exactly what they're doing. Indeed, they do. What's going on, D. Mays? Thank you for being here, beloved. Appreciate you.
They're playing on your emotions.
You say what now?
They're playing on females' emotions, but then the females are letting them.
That part. Deneen says, get the help you need instead of thinking there is nothing wrong with them. Men don't believe in seeing a doctor for things they deal with, but expect you to do it for free. Now here comes, child, these eyes have grown. You hear me? Now here comes the cycle of draining the women until she's frustrated, and now you calling her bitch. Okay. We gonna talk about that, right? So yeah, some men do not believe in taking care of themselves. They lean more toward the woman just taking care of them, having the sole responsibility of taking care of them. And when she says something to him about it, then she got to be a bitch. I hear you. Shame on him. And her too. Shit, if she's sticking around, tolerating it. Okay, so okay, that's a problem. So another thing that women tend to do is neuter. So there's a difference between when you're natural nurturing. That's a natural thing that a lot of women have. Most women have that quality of being nurturers. But then you have those who are neuterers. Okay. The difference is the nurturer will see the potential in the man, will see his abilities and support him, will stroke him to the point where he will become strong in whatever it is she sees in him, will encourage him to do those things. And he's going to feel great about himself and she's going to feel great about him, and all things are good. The neuterer, however, will be the one who cuts his balls. Okay. She's the one that won't allow him or encourage him to do anything. She's the one who got a man, but she's acting like his mama. Okay. That ain't gonna work out. Okay. If you can't have a healthy legal relationship with a man you call your husband and you acting like his mama, like that don't work. Okay. There has to be a balance there. There are certain things about mother that men like, true enough, but I don't know too many men that'll ever tell you that they have any type of attraction to their mama. I'm just saying. So you got to reconsider some things, but there's a balance that has to take place, and a lot of us are not. We ain't attaining that balance. Ms. Carla says, give a young man a good role model book to read as well. Some people are really going through a bad situation. They need hope, direction, and a good support team, friends, church, and family. Absolutely, they do. Absolutely. D. Mays, since you were just coming in, well, we're about to wrap it up now, though, but what we were talking was general relationship conversation, but it was basically leaning toward women having an understanding that men need things too. Right, there's got to be an equal give in the relationships that, oftentimes women will overlook, forget, not take into consideration that men need emotional, spiritual, whatever support. Y'all need it too, and sometimes we don't pay attention to that. So we a little bit all over the place, but not really. But it's all good. Melissa says, "Is the Big Brothers and Big Sisters program still around?" I think so, Melissa. I think it is. I don't know if it's still called that, but matter of fact, I'm lying. It is. It is still available. We need more of that. As a matter of fact, we need more Big Brothers and Big Sisters. That's a fact. Matter of fact, if you all have Netflix, if you've seen or not seen the movie Fatherhood with Kevin Hart, check that out. I watched that yesterday or day before yesterday. It was a pretty good movie. check it out. So I give a lot of praise and respect to the single fathers that's out here really doing the damn thing. Um, Denise says, that's what I mean by not your mama, not retraining you. Got you. She says, y'all probably won't believe it, but I don't have any of these problems, but have been there and left that. LOL. I am happily married for 25 years. I am a good communicator and listener. We have good, we have good conversations about our friends who go through these things. Okay. That's what's up, Denise. And I'm commanding on you another 25 happy years in your relationship. How about that? Let's do that. You said when I said get your mind right, don't mess with mine. I know that's right. I know that's right. Okay. Um, well, I think we can wrap this up unless y'all have any more questions, comments, or concerns you want to run through here real quick, because otherwise I'm gonna make a left. I'm gonna get up out of here in the morning or in the afternoon. Got some things to do. But I'm glad y'all showed up. I was concerned, but I'm glad y'all showed up, that you participated in this conversation. Let me know if these are the types of conversations that you all would like to have more of, discussing the relationships, because I'm a relationship counselor. Okay, I am an accountability relationship counselor. So if any of you are looking for that service, reach out to me. You can find me directly, go through Facebook. You can call me on my phone if you got my number. Um, you can reach me on my website, which is myomywellness.com, MYOMY wellness.com. Um, Inbox me, whatever. This is what I do. I am a relationship counselor. So even if you're single, there's a relationship that you have with yourself. So that counts. Okay. Don't think because you're not intertwined with somebody else that you're not in a relationship, because there's always you and you. All right. All right, my love. G Walker, did you have any final thing you'd like to say before we dismiss?
Well, my thing is, real quick, you have to be something, and like you said, just touch on it real quick. You have to be what you want. Don't talk about you want a good man, you're not a good woman. Don't talk about you want a good man, you're not a good man.
That's right.
Don't be talking about you want to meet decent people, you're not decent yourself.
Right.
So don't ask for more. Like you said, don't ask for the whole loaf of bread when you ain't worth the end piece. I'm good. You can't handle, I ain't got a real man.
Yeah, you ain't doing that.
You're a real man. So my thing is, and I'm just saying for me up straight real quick. The thing about it is, when you start dropping all the requirements. First of all, you finna get out the door. Second of all, I'm gonna hold you accountable too. And I'm gonna hold you. You want to bring some cement mix? I'm gonna bring some cement mix. Then we ain't gonna get nowhere, because the first time you sneeze, the first time you blink wrong, then I'm gonna be on you, because in other words, I'm trying to say, be reasonable.
Absolutely.
If you can't reason with a person, then I don't want to be around you. I don't need to be around you.
Right.
I'm done.
Okay. Well, D. May says we need to rebuild the Black family. Yes, indeed. It's a war against Black men and Black women. Yes, indeed. That's why we're here. That is it. You will definitely see me you'll see me tomorrow. Yes, sir. You go, Deneen. Yes, indeed. Miss Carla says, you go, Deneen, which is 25 years. Yes, ma'am. All right, loved ones. So if you take anything from this right here, hopefully you'll take something. Hold yourself accountable. Be real. Be what it is that you want to receive. And let's stay together. Right? Let's do what we got to do to stay together. Everything that we've been taught, most of the things that we've been taught have been lies. We've been taught how to destroy ourselves. We need to remember how to rebuild ourselves. Let's do that. All right. Loved ones, y'all know what it is. I love you on purpose with purpose. And I will see you next time. And until then, peace. All right, G Walker.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm coming along. I'm not going to complain.
I hear you.
I said, let me chime in right quick.
I'm glad you did. Let me ask you a question.
No.
All right.
Go ahead.
What's what's going on with your boy?
Yes, I love you. You're gonna be down. Huh? You're gonna be down. I'll be down with you too. Whatever. I don't care what you do, what you got going on. If you forget me, then that's what
Oh,
too.
I know. Forget you. No, sir.
Yeah, but go ahead though.
Mm-mm. What's going on with your boy and his organization or trying to get the organization? Because I done showed up to 2, 3 meetings that ain't happened.
Why didn't you call me?
Well, the one time I did call you, I was there.
You was there with him. I was busy.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it is, he had some. I don't know if you read that or not. I think his dad's health is failing,
Okay.
and I don't. I know we weren't supposed. That next meeting we weren't supposed to have, but I've been so busy. I ain't really looked at it. But I know that next week meeting canceled. He sent out an email. I mean, a text.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, but I already knew because he had called me and told me, yada yada yada, and I think I don't know the prognosis of his dad, but I know he was saying he was fairly ill, so I don't know whether he went back to Illinois or whatever, but I know he was saying he was going to have to return or something sometime soon.
Oh, okay.
I never really talked to him. I like I said, I've been busy. So
Gotcha.
yeah, that's why I said let me chime in with you. I'm supposed to be doing some computer work now, but
okay.
How that going? I'm trying to do some of it on the phone if I can. But anyway,
I can dig it.
I want to support my buddy though.
I appreciate you, darling. You was actually on my mind today, so I'm glad you called.
Oh wow! I feel wow.
No, for real, because I'm getting ready to go back to Ohio tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. My daughter's birthday is Wednesday, so she don't even know I'm coming. I'm surprising her, and I'm spending time. I'm spending time with my son on a weekend. Like I said, with the show that I did Thursday, some things came out, and I'm doing my part. You know what I'm saying? I can't go back and fix what has already happened, but I can change the narrative from now on. So, I'm spending the weekend with my boy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then the following weekend, I'm gonna be in Vegas.
Snap! You're on the road now.
Yeah, I'm trying to make some things happen. Trying to act a little grown up.
I see.
Okay. Yes, indeed.
I was going to ask you one time before about your son, but I didn't want to pry.
Yeah.
So I said, well, that's good though.
Yes,
you're going to take it. I'm gonna call your daughter and let her know you coming.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
That's Jackie. That's Jackie.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna call her while you're on the phone. Hold on,
right. Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, and then I'm gonna call her. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Right. I'm gonna do that.
No, don't do it before I do it.
Okay.
No, that's good. That's good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting some things together around here. That's all. Getting it
together.
All
right. So you're going out to Vegas. Is that pleasure?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes.
You can go out there and the sun will shine the whole while.
Okay. I'm told I need to bring some rain because they ain't had no rain, so I'm gonna try to bring a little drizzle at least with me.
Nah,
bring just a little bit.
It may rain before you get there and rain when you leave, but it ain't gonna rain right there.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can ask for favor.
I don't know if you got my message and stuff, but I had sat down with some people from Delta.
I hadn't gotten a message.
I know you asked me about it. I had sent you a text and left you a message on the phone.
I didn't get nothing.
Oh man, because I was sitting down with him and I was like, well, let me see if I can let her know. The first time I was like, well, I wasn't able to, really make any means and yes to any means. And then when I sat there and met with him, I wasn't able to get in touch with you. So I said, well,
wow.
I said, man.
No, I didn't get nothing.
I wonder why.
No, nothing.
I left your text.
Nope. I promise you, I didn't get nothing.
Wow.
Because the last time I talked to you about it, you were still waiting to hear from somebody.
Yeah.
But
But
that
see,
was.
what it was, my friend Tracy's niece
Mhm.
works for him too. And then I got other colleagues that work for, well, she's at Delta, but I got other colleagues that work at Delta too. But I wasn't able to get in touch with them.
Oh, wow.
And then, you know, I'm a person of my word, so I was like, I called you and let you know.
Yeah, I didn't get nothing. Well, I appreciate you for doing it, honey. Even though I didn't get it, but you did it. So I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you going out there, get your little present and whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You going there for a week or so?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there for. I'm gonna be in Ohio for 4 days. It'll be like 4 days in both places.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you do your thing then, girl. You sound like me now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to do a little something.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I was glad to. I said, let me chime in a little bit and catch my buddy before she get up this front line.
I'm glad you did. I definitely appreciate you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad you get a chance to go. And but I'm still gonna take your daughter, let her know though.
Okay.
I know you're gonna be surprised, but your mammy can.
Okay. Okay.
No, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Indeed.
Yeah, so what you been up to though? You've probably been busy.
Heck yeah. I mean, it's been a good busy. I'm still doing my products. So I've actually been shipping stuff out, and I've been working with it's called Moon Food International. So they redid my logo. I'm working on my website now and my labels. I just did a commercial.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, little brief commercial, but I'm doing another one because this was one I just had to have thrown together real quick, but I got one that they're gonna do for me. So I'm working on that. Preparing to get my professional headshots done.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the damn thing. I'm trying to do the damn thing. I'm trying to do it.
What you're doing it.
Yeah, doing a little something.
Yeah, I was telling some other people about your your clothing wear.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling them what good quality it was.
Well, thank you, dear.
Yeah, of course. Come on now. Ain't gonna change for me now.
All right, no doubt.
So
I definitely appreciate that.
But you say your website is Mayo, right?
Yes, Mayo My Wellness.
Mayo My Wellness. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. So
I think I'm still live. That's crazy. I was still live.